After months of battlefield stalemate, now a sudden rush for peace.
I think we're on the way to getting peace. I think President Putin wants peace, and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace.
Thank you very much.
The US has cast itself in the role of mediator, looking to end the conflict quickly and create a huge diplomatic win for President Donald Trump if he can pull it off.
But the Ukraine war has to end.
He wants to be seen as a problem solver. He wants to break different deals with different leaders, but obviously starting with Russia, one of the most powerful countries in the world, is very important for him. He also wants to show contrast with President Biden, and he wants to show that he's able to solve a conflict that has been ongoing for 3 years, and the previous presidency didn't succeed in doing so.
The new US president has set up a dramatically different relationship with Ukraine. Under his predecessor, Joe Biden, the US gave more than $65 billion of aid and military support to bolster Kyiv on the battlefield. President Trump, though, is looking for a more reciprocal arrangement, eyeing Ukraine's rare earth minerals, vital for the production of high-tech equipment, as a way to pay for 3 years of weapons supply, while remaining vague on America's security guarantees for Kyiv.
It is a demonstration of the new approach of the United States, which on the one hand is about pulling back from Europe and saying your security is your problem, and at the same time saying that the United States is an extremely important power, and Donald Trump has made it his personal agenda to lead these negotiations.
Zelensky, an ally under President Biden, is now being held at arm's length. Both he and other European leaders were excluded from last week's US-Russia talks, whereas Russia, after years of the Biden administration and Western allies cold-shouldering Moscow with sanctions, now has a literal seat at the table.
An optimistic take is to say, yeah, sure, the Americans are perfectly welcome to have conduct bilateral diplomacy with whoever they want to. But I think in particular there will be some very significant alarm in European capitals about what might be discussed with regards to the security of their continent, their home region.
Peace is still far from certain. Concessions will be needed. But seemingly siding with Moscow, the Trump administration has already said Ukraine's NATO membership bid won't survive negotiations. While expecting Russia to return Ukrainian territory, the US says is unrealistic. Donald Trump's approach to the war in Ukraine was always expected to be a radical shift away from Joe Biden's policies. But what has surprised and shocked US allies is the realignment in relations, how the current administration's handling of Russia and Ukraine is a complete diplomatic 180, leaving many to wonder, in his push for peace, how much of Ukraine is Donald Trump willing to sacrifice. Nick Harper, CNA, Washington.